right, Derek, we are live, brother.
Oh, baby. 1 week, 2 days, and, well, now 23 hours and 59 minutes until CWA Showcase 4, man. I'm super excited. Coming back to Pittsburgh. CWA Showcase 4 at Live Casino, Pittsburgh, this time in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Guys, we're back again for another showcase show. We got a lot of great matches lined up, and we have a couple that we're working on right now to get added in at the tail end of this thing as well for everybody. So, again, another great night of wrestling ahead for the CWA. Folk Style Gone Pro, 9-minute goes. Baby, I love it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I'm super excited. Of course, coming back home. Of course, Smitty, not too far of a drive for you, I would assume, right, brother?
Brother, it's about 3 to 4 minute drive for me, and I'm so excited to be, and I'm blessed to be a part of Showcase 4. I mean, it's hard to believe about 13 months ago, we launched Showcase card number 1 down in Murraysville, and here we are back in the Burg. So excited to watch these guys strive for 9, and it's just a dream come true with what we're doing. The growth over the last 13 months is monstrous, and we got to say thank you to all of our sponsors and all of our. They've been amazing, and this is why we continue to do it. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Smitty, and it has been a great ride so far, and it's going to be a lot of fun next Saturday, right down the street from you. But Derek, kind of just run down what we got planned for tonight. Something that we do every single showcase, and obviously one of me and Smitty's favorite nights. Just kind of learning more about the wrestlers here tonight.
Yeah, so obviously we've announced 5 matches. This is going to be our first high school match as well. That's going to be in the showcase. And we're not going to have those guys on tonight for the showcase show per se. A little bit different schedules for some of them. So we're focusing on the pro guys tonight with our showcase show. So we got 4 matches of 8 guys that are going to be in for this showcase show tonight. And like I said, we have a couple others that we're working on the back end to get in place for everybody at Live Casino Pittsburgh here next weekend. But yeah, we'll talk to all 8 guys that we have marked down right now. We also are going to have Nick Costco at the end of the show talk a little bit more about CWA Showcase 5. As this thing grows, we got to grow our team. So a guy like Nick Costco in New Jersey is going to be taking over the play-by-play duties for Smitty in that one, and he's going to be our guy on the mic at CWA Showcase 5 in Toms River, New Jersey. So a lot of fun stuff to talk about. We have 5 showcases coming up in 5 months, so I'm really excited about kicking this one off in Pittsburgh next weekend, but we got so much more on hand for you guys here in the coming months.
Derek, before we go any farther, where can we buy tickets at? Where, just break down the event. What's it look like? I know it's at a casino. Can I have kids there? What's that look like?
Yeah, well, the first thing we're going to do is have Mitty mute his mic because he doesn't have his seatbelt on. but yeah, so you Live Casino Pittsburgh. The beautiful thing about the venue is kids can come in because it's not within the casino walls. You enter that main entrance and go up the steps on the left. The venue is right up there, and that's where all the action is going to happen. So if you have kids and you're wondering, can they come with? The answer is yes, they can. I'll never set something up that shuts the kids off from being able to be at an event. We want everybody to be able to be there, whether it's college guys and their buddies, whether it's a group of coaches, whether it's a family. We want to make it accessible to everybody, regardless of who you're coming and who you're bringing. So that's the biggest thing for me and for us is we want everybody to be able to experience Folk Style Gone Pro. So to answer your question, Donnie, no, you don't have to worry about, I need to make sure my kid walks across the casino floor. That's not a thing with us. So we got that all taken care of. So that's the main thing I think you wanted to know, right, Donnie? I feel like there was another question, but I'm missing it right now.
Where can I buy tickets at?
Yeah, baby. So CWAWrestle.com. We also have the link in a lot of the the social media. If you're watching on Instagram or you're watching on Facebook, the link tree should be working. Someone messaged me last week, said that the link was broken, so we got that fixed for you guys. So go back in there, check that out. Seats are definitely still available. Our sponsors obviously have been a huge part of everything too. So I know that we've gotten a lot of sponsors coming in for this next event. So we're super excited and appreciative of them as well. So I want to shout those guys out as well, like Smitty did earlier. But yeah, that's the biggest thing, CWAWrestle.com. You can get them at the door if you want. Cash is welcome at the door, or you can we'll have the QR code there for you to use your phone as well. So you have options in that regard, but if you get them online, they'll be right there at CWAWrestle.com.
Last housekeeping question I have for you, Derek. Any merch, any available shoes, anything like that available at the showcase?
Yeah, baby. So we're going to have Scrap Life is going to have a stand up there. We got a Scrap Life guy who's going to be traveling with us over these next 5 months, and he's going to be selling shoes there. So we're going to have the Bo Nichols, and then some of the formerly the David Taylor shoes are going to be there as well, from what I've been told. So those are going to be in-house at Pittsburgh. So if you're looking for a pair of wrestling shoes for this upcoming season, Scrap Life will have a stand there where you can get shoes at. Also, for you kids watching at home, Muggsy Bulljunk is going to be in the house. We're opening the doors a half hour earlier than normal. 5:30 p.m. we open the doors. Kids want to come in, try to take their best shot at Muggsy, get a takedown, maybe go viral. I don't know, but he's going to be there, ready to battle with you guys. We'll have some extra sections of mat laid out in the back for you guys to tango with him a little bit. The CWA athletes will obviously probably utilize the main mat to warm up on. A little bit different setup at Pittsburgh than it was in Philadelphia in terms of square footage that we have to use, but nonetheless, it's going to be a great event. Full house is what we're expecting, and guys, get your tickets. It's going to be a good time on next Saturday night.
All right. With that being said, what do you guys think? We bring our first guy on?
I think we got two.
Absolutely.
Let's do it, man. Sorry, I had to move here. I was having logistical issues, so I had to relocate.
You looking
better now.
Sound a lot better.
Yeah, you're much clearer.
Make sure you're keep that seatbelt on, bud.
I don't know how you could hear it. I had myself muted.
No.
You must have double tapped it, buddy.
I must have double tapped it. Hey, let's get this show on the road, man. Who do we have?
Sure. With that being said, let's bring on our first guest, Mr. Brian Courtney. How are you, sir?
Let's go. Hi. I'm excited to be here.
My man, thank you so much for coming on and taking some time out and hanging out with us. Of course, you have a big match coming up just over a week away, Saturday. I guess for me, my first question is, talk about getting the call. You were a little bit later in the process, but talk about getting the call and ultimately saying, hell yeah, let's rip it.
Yeah. So Derek called me probably like last Sunday, maybe. So around a 2-week turnaround. And I was super excited to get the call because I've watched CWA. I've watched a lot of these professional wrestling matches, and I'm always itching to compete. I'm always trying to find an excuse to get back on the mat. Never really found it, but when Derek gave me the call, I was like, heck yeah, I'm all in. So it was a really cool thing. My brother-in-law is Gavin Hoffman. He's on the card too. And so he's been on a card before. He's mentioned it. And I'm like, hey, I want to be a part of that. And so I think he passed my name along to Derek to Wrestle Noto. And I was pretty pumped for that.
What's your training looked like since you've gotten the call?
All right. So my training before I got the call was I was on the mat a couple times a week with some high schoolers. I'm actually working with a 12-year-old in the mornings. He's going to be pretty good. But after I got the call, since then, I've been going pretty intense. 1 or 2 workouts a day. I've worked out at the club, get guys to come in there. I'm like an hour away from Cornell, so I'm able to go up and wrestle at Cornell, which is super awesome. And physically, I'm in really good shape. I've been doing a lot of running lately, so physically I'm in good shape. I just got to get my timing and my wrestling back in.
Now wait, you have to clarify what you mean by running as well, because some people run, but you ran like Forrest Gump. Let people know what's going on with you.
Yeah. So back in the middle of May, I ran a 100-mile race in the Florida Keys. So from Key Largo down to Key West. and it was real feel like 102 degrees. The lowest I ever got was like real feel 91, and I ran all through the night. It took me 26 hours and 52 minutes.
Buddy, I've had some cars in my life that I'm worried about making it 100 miles.
It was really
that's
horrible.
Impressive, dude.
Thank you. So like I said, I'm in good shape, but the wrestling.
I don't know.
How did you get into wrestling, on that? Other than he ran 100 miles and 102 real feel, I can't compete with that, brother. I can't. I mean, I golfed in 104 real feel on Saturday, and I damn near had a heat stroke. So I can tell you this: the words "he is not in shape" are not going to come out of my mouth next Saturday night. I can tell you that. Brian, tell us how you got into wrestling.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny actually. My dad wrestled when he was in high school, but he only did it for like 2 years. He wasn't super into it, so he didn't really push it on us. But our neighbor actually was a pretty good wrestler, and his son was a wrestler, so he got my older brother into wrestling, and that kind of like sparked something in my dad to try to get me to sign up. So he signed me up when I was in second grade. And I cried the whole time. I was like, I'm not doing this. No. This is weird. I don't want to. So he backed off. And then next year he signed me up again. And he said, hey, just give it one practice. If you go one time and you don't like it, like you can quit. I'll never mention it again. And I went and I absolutely loved it. I got my butt kicked. It was a really hard sport, but I really loved it. So he won there.
Now, with your opponent,
we're glad you stuck with it, man, and you're going to be a part of, Saturday's big event. I guess for me, man, you talked about wanting to be a part of it. Do you think this is something that, you could see yourself doing long term, getting in a training cycle and wanting to compete?
Oh, absolutely. It's like riding a bike. You get back on the bike and it's like running a 100-mile race. You start running, you just don't want to stop.
I don't know about all that, brother, but
will you have a lot of fans and family coming up to Greensburg with you?
Yeah, I think we all have a pretty good contingent going. It's around 5 or so hours for me. I'm up in northeastern Pennsylvania, so it's a pretty good hike. I'll definitely have a lot of people hopping on the stream too, I think.
Good stuff.
Love that. DC, anything else for Mr. Courtney?
I think the big thing for me was just because obviously with you being a UVA guy, and then there was a brief stint, obviously, that Noto was at NC State. Was there ever any time that you guys had crossed paths at like an open tournament or even, anything down there, both being ACC guys?
It's actually super funny. I was talking to my wife before this, and I said, I'm going to mention that we did cross paths when we were a lot younger. So he was kind of from the Rochester area, and he used to work out with Greg Diakomahalis. And sometimes at a club called G2 and sometimes just in the Diakomahalis' garage. And I was really good friends with Greg's older brother, Yanni. And so there were several times where, I don't even know if Anthony knows this, but there were several times where I'm wrestling with Yanni in the garage and Anthony's wrestling with Greg in the garage. And we're kind of doing this practice concurrently. But I was older, so I don't know if he exactly knew who I was, but I knew who he was. So it's kind of cool following him and seeing just kind of all the really cool and awesome things he's been able to accomplish. But nothing at UVA or NC State.
All right.
I think it's awesome how wrestling, there's so many stories like this in the sport of wrestling. And that's what I think is so unique about our culture and our environment, where you've definitely crossed paths 9 times out of 10 with a lot of these wrestlers and you don't even know it. So we're certainly excited to watch you get after it. I mean, again, I don't think conditioning is going to be an issue for you. You get that timing nailed down and we're in for one hell of a show next Saturday night. Thanks, Brian.
Of course.
Appreciate you, Brian. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. I'm super excited.
All right. We'll
Safe trip down, brother. We'll see you.
See you guys.
All right. And that was
what an awesome young man there, huh?
Yeah. I tell you what, pleasant surprise to be able to get him because, we with Noto, we had a couple of guys that we were wheeling through to get him set up with a match. We thought we had one squared away with him, with Mickey Philippi, who's been on a couple of showcases for us before. His schedule just didn't align. We thought he was good, and then he came to us and was like, hey, there's no way I can make it / prepare for this. So we went back to the drawing board. Gavin said, hey, man, like Brian, he would put on a show for you for sure. So we reached out. He was all on board, and the rest is history. So super pumped to have him. Also for him, he's going to be rocking the mercenary jersey or singlet for the first time. So we're going to be introducing that in CWA Showcase 4, a nice little tidbit. Wait till you see this thing, Smitty. It's like army green. It's got like the skull and crossbones with the helmet, army helmet on. It's sick, man. It's got the CWA logo right in the middle of the helmet. It's pretty clean.
I love it. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's a nice looking singlet for sure. And before we move on, just talk to us. What is that mercenary? What's that mean, Derek?
Yeah, man. So as we build this league, right, everybody is going to be a part of a team for the most part, but there might be some guys that are saying to us, hey, I'd love to be a part of it, but I don't think I can commit to the full season that you guys are planning for the fall of 2026. Well, that's okay. We're going to put you on what's called a mercenary list, and those mercenaries can be called upon at any point in time if there's an injury or if there's a missed weight, because we do have night before, and the way the schedule will land, there's going to be a couple night space for some of these dual meets between weigh-ins and actual competition, where you can activate a mercenary for a single week to be able to utilize for your dual meet next season. So we wanted to introduce that singlet, make people a little bit familiar with it, allows us an opportunity to talk about it as well, and all those types of things that we're going to be pulling into the league next season.
It's like a Joker card.
Kind of, but you can't just use it. You can't just go, hey, the mercenary might be better than our guy. Like the guy's got to legitimately be out, and then you can go to it.
Makes sense. All right, let's move on to Mr. Courtney's opponent, Anthony Noto. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing real good indeed. Thank you for taking some time out and hanging out with us tonight, my friend. First things first for me, man. I see you, big old Lock Haven behind you. Talk to me about finishing up there and getting the call to, come scrap in the CWA.
Yeah, finished my last season here at 133. Not what outcome I wanted. I was sick during the tournament, but I'm kind of really glad that I found Matt Town. I found the Lock Haven. Coach Moore, Ronnie Perry, and Rob Wyko. They took me under their wing and trusted me, and I'm just grateful I became a 2-time All-American here and 4-time conference champ. And Caldwell reached out to me and asked if I would like to wrestle in the CWA, and I said for sure, because I don't want to stop competing. I want to still compete for a little bit, and I think it's a great opportunity. I'm very excited to represent his CWA and wrestle in front of all the fans. I'm excited.
Buddy, you made a freaking push, though. When you got to Lock Haven, you started to make your mark like right away. Everybody realized, I think, at least for me, the wrestle off whenever you and Werner wrestled was like the first time I had ever really watched you wrestle live. And I was like, man, he's something special. And so obviously, like, you transitioning to a school like Lock Haven, I mean, what changed for you, or what kind of, I guess, was it because it was a second school motivation type thing that kind of put you in gear to be a 2-time All-American there?
I think it was the change. So I'm a big hunter. NC State, there's no mountains. It's all city. So that change helped a lot. I was able to get out in the woods and hunt. Do things I like get my mind off wrestling. I think that was a big thing too. Like, I could go out in the woods and get my mind off wrestling for a couple of days. I also think that helped me grow as an athlete as well. Also, coaching staff was a big thing. So I visited a lot of other schools, but I saw how Scott Moore and Ronnie Perry and Rob Wyko, how determined they were, and all the All-Americans, especially Chance Mostar. I watched him go through Lock Haven, how good he got, and the atmosphere too. Like, the guys always got your back. If you're hurt, you're not feeling good, they always text you. Coaches are always calling you, hey, we got to work out. If you're not feeling good, you go on the treadmill or stay home. That was the biggest thing too. And also being close to home. My family was important. NC State was like 13 hours away from my house, and that was kind of far. Like, I didn't get to go home for Christmas, which sucked, and that was a big thing for me. I like to spend time with my family for holidays, and I just think that move to PA, just like the whole atmosphere, basically, all like the fans too. Like you pack that small Thomas Fieldhouse, you get 4,000 people in there, and they start screaming. It's just like the atmosphere, like all the fans too. Like your name's well known too, because it's small town, so your name gets well known as well too. And I just like how everybody here just always got your back, no matter what. No matter if you're the second string, third string, they all care for you, no matter who you are. I think that was the biggest reason why I shot up and was very successful for my last 3 years.
Outside of wrestling, obviously you like hunting, which props for me. I'm a big archery hunter myself, so that's awesome to hear. What else do you like to do, Anthony? Away from the mat, and if you're not in your tree set, what do you do?
Like to hang out with my friends, have a fire. I actually go fishing too if I'm not in the tree stand. I'm a big fisherman too. I try to go home too every once in a while. See my friends. Like I've always liked to hang out with my friends because they all got jobs now and I'm still competing, and that's a big thing to me too. So if I'm not on the mat or not in the woods, that's also what I'm doing is fishing or trying to hang out with my friends, stuff like that.
Talk about your opponent, man. How do you feel about this match coming up?
I feel good. Funny thing, I used to train back home with Yanni in the garage, and I was a lot younger. I didn't really remember, but Adam Burgos, the G2, we used to wrestle G2, and I guess he used to wrestle Yanni and be his training partner. And same, he used to go to the garage a lot. And I remember a little bit. I was kind of young, but it's gonna be a good match. And I know I'm all offense. I like to get my offense going and score a lot of points. And I know he likes a lot of defense and roll around on the mat. So I think it's gonna be a fun match to watch. Very exciting. I'm excited for it.
Gonna bring a nice following down with you to Pittsburgh, Greensburg.
Yeah, I think I should have the Lockhaven teams coming to watch. I know my parents, my grandparents are. Their parents are all gonna come. So it's gonna be packed.
Let's go.
Yeah.
DC, anything for Mr. Noda before we leave him go?
Yeah, man. I mean, with your training, how have you been adjusting that with the 9-minute matches?
I've been spiking my heart rate up a lot. Been doing it's called the skier. I don't know if you guys know what the skier is, but like it's like a rower, but with your hands, you're pulling real hard. And I try to get like 300 meters under a minute. I just try to spike my heart rate up real quick, and I'm in pretty good shape. I wrestled today live for like 10 minutes. I wasn't breathing that much, so I think I'm ready to go.
All right.
Have you competed since March?
Yeah, I competed at U23s out in Ohio. I took third. I lost in the semis. But, yeah, that was my last term I competed in.
It's a good go. It's a real good go. So what do you think the difference is for you? Are you more of a folk style or freestyle guy?
I'm both. I'm a lot better at freestyle. I feel like I could expose guys and use moves against them in freestyle. Because freestyle, you just got to expose guys. But I also been getting really good at rolling around the mat. Like I've been training like how to stop bump grills and stuff. But I'd probably say I'm even. I just like, me personally, I like freestyle more. I think it's more exciting because you can throw guys on their head and stuff like that. But I like folk style too. But if I had to pick a style, I'd probably pick freestyle.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else, boys, before we leave?
You don't have to shy away from the throws on Saturday. I can tell you
Now,
that.
buddy.
All right, sounds good.
You get free range in these roll sets. There's very few rolls that prevent you outside of the returning them on a trap arm side.
Perfect.
You got free reign.
Perfect. Is college out of bounds?
Oh yeah, baby. 1 point.
Perfect.
Love it. All right, Anthony, thank you so much for taking some time out, hanging out with us. We will see you next week.
Yep. Thank you. Appreciate it. See you guys.
Later, Noda.
See you, Anthony. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah. Thank you. See ya.
All right.
I love his background.
Listen, nobody
Let
loves his
everybody
background
know
more
he's
than
at
me.
that town, baby.
Nobody loves his background more than me, bud.
Hey, I love the commitment. I love that it was all set up that way. He was prepared, ready. We can see these guys backstage, so we're seeing him move around, kind of get prepared. But he got himself lined up back there, which you got to appreciate. And then DC loved that for sure.
Scott probably was on the other side of his phone actually telling him to do it.
Yes, you're probably right there. Absolutely. It's all about them angles, man. All about them angles.
Yep.
But yeah, with that being said, let's move on. We're going to move up the card a little bit here to another really interesting name. Super excited to bring him on. That is Mr. Zane Lanham. How are you, sir?
Good. How about you guys?
Doing real good indeed. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I guess first things first, man, talk about getting the call and, strapping it up in the CWA.
Just really excited just to come out and compete. I mean, I'm a competitor, and like the main thing is I don't want to work a real job. Just want to keep competing, and just like my body's still good right now, so I'm like I still got another at least 5 to 6 years left of me just competing full time. So I'm just excited and thankful for the opportunity to get out and do it.
Yeah, man. I mean, for you,
Zane, talk about your background in wrestling. How you got? I'm sorry. Go ahead. We're talking over each other. I think I have bad reception.
Yeah, I think you might, Smitty. You might have a little delay.
I'm trying to see if I can get it on my phone now. Is it better now?
You're fine. Go ahead. You got your question.
All right. Zane, tell us about your wrestling background. How'd you get into it? High school, college? We want to get you connected with our viewers. We want them to get to know you.
Well, I grew up in like a small town in West Virginia called Poca, West Virginia. And like we wasn't really like well-known wrestling or anything like that. But my dad started up like a little youth program there. And I started wrestling under him at Poca High School and everything like that. Eventually started traveling and training more, and then went to high school at Huntington High School and trained under Rob Archer, who wrestled at Ohio State, and learned from him. And then from high school, I was 2-time state champ, 4-time state place winner. Went on to college, went to West Lib for a year, just didn't really like it. Ended up transferring, ended up in Life University. My assistant coach in high school's son actually like wrestled at Life University. He was an All-American, so I got a connection in through that. And ended up at Life University, loved it down there, had an amazing 4 years, 2-time national champ, 4-time All-American, and just kind of kept doing it. I'm like, I was originally down in Florida. I was trying out for the WWE at one point, and I went through like 2 extensive tryout processes with that, and things just didn't work how I thought it would. So I was like, dang. So I just ended up moving down to Florida anyways with my girlfriend. And like, I was just down there working a normal job, not really my scene. Like, I was like, damn, I was like, sorry if I cussed, but
you're good.
Yeah.
You're good, brother.
I was like, damn, I just miss wrestling, and I love wrestling so much. And Dylan Cottrell at Glenville State offered me a GA position midway through the year. And I was like, shoot, I can go up there and help my buddies that I wrestled with at Life and grew up wrestling with. So I went up there and just started training full time. And then I just kind of started reached out to you guys at the CWA, and just, you guys got me a match. And I was like, dang, I'm going to keep training full time then. And then my buddy convinced me to sign up for the US Open. And I was like, I haven't wrestled freestyle since my senior year of high school. So I'm like, let's just go out here and have fun with it, because I just love it, because it's just so much fun just to go out there and compete. But ended up at the US Open, got third in the senior level at 97 kilos. And I was like, I think I can make this a full-time job now. So I'm like, I'm going to keep doing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It beats working out in the Florida sun. I'm not doing that shit again. Like, I would just be sweating. By the time I woke up at 6 a.m., by the time I went to bed at like 10, I'm sweating constantly. I hated it.
Oh, yes, brother. The real world is no joke sometimes.
Nah, I just keep wrestling, man.
I love that.
Wrestling and coaching. I love it. I love helping out, love doing camps. Like, I thought about this. We had a camp over at Little Rock, because I'm at Little Rock now with their RTC and everything. And I was really thinking about, I was like, we did a camp last week. I was there from like 7:30 to 10:30 at night. And I was like, dang, honestly, I love doing this way better. I'm like, helping kids and just kind of giving back is the big thing for me. I'm like, I just grew up learning from older guys and stuff like that. And I'm like, I just want to take their place and just give back as much as possible to the youth.
Yeah,
it's
that's
just awesome.
That's great, man. So with your transition to Little Rock, how's everything been? I mean, obviously this is a good opportunity for you to, that's a newer program, right? A lot of people they've had some good guys, a couple All-Americans already early on in the
Yeah.
program. Coach Arisman's done a great job, but here's an opportunity to speak to the culture and everything that's going on at Little Rock.
Honestly, I loved it. Like just that attitude and just the way Coach Arisman really just kind of shows a leadership for the team. And he outside of wrestling, he's a good Christian man. Like, I have nothing but good to say to him. Will do anything, go out of his way to help you. And like, I would recommend a lot of guys to come to Little Rock for D1 wrestling, honestly. And I'm a little biased, but I see the appeal for it. Like, no, it's not. I don't know how to really word this properly, but it's not like a program where the coach doesn't care about you at the D1 level, because it seems like it's getting a lot that way with NIL money and stuff like that. And it's more of like a connected family base, I would say. And I've felt nothing but welcomeness here, and it's been nice.
That's great.
Smitty, anything for Zane before we leave him go?
Tell us about your favorite food.
Favorite food?
Told you I was going to ask off the wall
dude,
questions.
I can eat. I can eat all day. Like, I typically eat though, just like I'll eat like a pound of beef and then some rice for dinner every night. That's normally my go-to meal. But if I had to pick one, probably steak. I could eat probably about 5 to 10 pounds of steak if needed.
Yeah,
brother, there's a Longhorn on the other side of the live casino. Is a Longhorn. I go there about twice a week, and I have a whole cow in the freezer at home. But there's something about Longhorn steaks, like it's made with butter and salt and love. So there's one right on the other side of it's in between the hotel and the live casino. But we're gonna have to make sure you make weight first.
See, I'm more of a Texas Roadhouse guy myself. I feel like that's just cheating on them at that point. That's just disrespectful.
There's one right up the road. We got a Texas right up the road too.
Okay, now you're talking. I'm like, just something better about that.
I love it. I mean, steak, man. How could we go wrong, right, Smitty?
That's it, brother. Zane, thanks so much, brother. Appreciate you, jumping on with us, and looking forward to watching you compete in CWA. Have a safe trip up.
Yeah, we'll do. Yep. Thank you, guys.
All right, Zane, appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
Take care.
What a good dude, man. It's good to have somebody on from Little Rock, too, because I'll tell you what, that program is building, man. It's like the CWA. Started here, and look at it, man. Like you said, a couple All-Americans this past year. So I believe they had 2 this year, and just continuing to grow the program. So excited to have him on. Good pick there, Commish.
Yeah, well, I mean, he reached out to me at first, and the thing is his Instagram picture is like him as a little kid flexing. So I'm like, who is this guy? And then I had to do a little research. You go into his profile, and the dude's ripped like a Greek god. And I'm like, bud, like, what weight do you wrestle? And he said, well, I was a 97 pounder. And I said, well, we have 220. I said, he's like, good, because I don't think I could ever make 97 again. So.
Eating a pound of beef every day, that's kind of what's going to happen, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. As we were doing that last interview, before that we had Anthony Noto on, we actually it's tough for me to get back into the comments on Instagram at the same time, but Sammy Alvarez asked the question. So maybe if we could pin this, guys, we'll try to ask him at the weigh-in show. It was a pretty good question here. Let me pull it up. Which thank you, Sammy Alvarez, for buzzing in there. Question for Noto. What have you learned most now that your college career is over? Obviously, getting the news recently that Sammy Alvarez's career has come to a close. That's a very interesting question. We appreciate you, Sammy. We're going to table that. We'll ask that next week.
It's an interesting tidbit, too, because, and I don't know if I guess we'll share this now, but Sammy is actually joining the CWA now that the things are done at Iowa. It didn't work out for him to be there. He's coming back over here to the East Coast. He's a New Jersey guy, born and raised, but he is going to join the New York City Response at 160 pounds. So he's going to be in the CWA, most likely going to be in the Jersey card. We're getting all the details of that finalized, but yeah, we're super excited to have Sammy, and great question, Sammy. And we're going to get that answer for you next week. And yeah, buddy, we're pumped to see you in this thing here coming up as well.
I'm pumped to learn Noto's response to that too. I want to know Noto's response because I guarantee it's going to be deep.
Yeah, no doubt. So I got Ed Scott sent me a text as well. He needs it. I don't know if you have it, Donnie, but it says he needs the link via email.
Okay.
I don't know if we can. If you.
That's fine. We could do that. What's his?
Let me snag here. Yeah, don't do that. Everyone will be inquiring about Ed Scott things for him. He doesn't want that.
No, not that. I was gonna say, can you send it to me?
Yeah, hold on. I actually got it. I pulled it. Let me.
If you don't mind, I want to give a couple shout outs to a couple of our newest sponsors of the CWA Showcase 4 event.
Buddy. We have a bunch of them we need to do.
Yeah, we do. We got the barbecue pit, like literally right behind me in my back window. Court McCurdy's the owner, just opened up about 2 months ago. I probably should have brought this up to Zane too. I mean, if you're looking for some good brisket, some ribs, he does a great job, buys his meat from a very respected butcher, and he smokes it right out in the back lot, and it's fresh every day. Shout out to Court. He's open Wednesday through Saturdays, I believe, 11 to 7. And then right down at the other end of the plaza, Marino's American Eatery, which I know Donnie's a big fan of. We've met here a couple times, most recently last Monday. You came after you took the kiddos out the way here on 30 to Idlewild. So I want to give a shout out to those two of our newest sponsors of CWA Showcase 4. I'll continue when we have the next break with a couple more sponsors that we've acquired, but want to say thanks again to Court and Josh Jones, the owners of those two businesses, for their proud support of the CWA.
And I got to give a little love to my man, Greg Coleman over at Coleman Supplies. Thank you so much for your love and support and your sponsorship there, Greg. I appreciate you supporting us and helping us out, as well as D1 Wrestling Club. Thank you for your support and your sponsorship as well. It's going to be very cool to see you guys get on the broadcast, be a part of it. It is a good deal for all involved. It's so excited for the event and just so we're close, guys. I mean, what, 7 days almost, 8 days away now
from the showcase or from the weigh-in show. 9 days.
Yeah.
Yep.
9 days out. So it's good stuff. But I believe
it's today Thursday.
Today's Thursday, brother.
I worked midnight last night. I know what day it is, buddy. Come on now.
Yeah, the weigh-in show is.
Yeah,
the actual
weigh-in show is next Friday. So that's 8 days.
Right. The actual show, though, CWA Showcase 4 is 9 days. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's all depend. Listen, we got a ton of stuff coming.
I went to Burg University. We count on our toes.
Yeah, you're right. You didn't go to Lock Haven, the Harvard of the PSAC, you know?
You know why Lock Haven's called Lock Haven?
Oh, it has something to do with that daggum river.
We had this question.
Yeah. It has to do with the river.
There's a lock.
We'll get to that when we have our next break. Do we have somebody sitting in the backstage we need to bring on?
We have our next guest. I believe it looks like he's ready to come on. That is Mr. Ed Scott.
There he is. Eddie Money.
What's up?
Hey, man, thank you so much for taking some time out, hanging out with us here on this Thursday night, Smitty. First things first, Ed, ACC guy, Du Bois guy, PA guy. Talk about getting the call and strapping it up here in the CWA.
I'm really excited to compete. It's something that I love to do, and there's nothing that's gonna keep me off the mat. I mean, regardless of, I just love to compete, and I'm just excited. I'm ready to go. It's been too long since I competed at World Team Trials last, and I'm ready to go now.
Yeah, with you, Ed.
Talk about the call. You
can't get the word.
Go ahead.
I freaking love you, Smitty. You're the best.
I'm going out of order. I apologize.
I know.
It's Donnie, Derek, me. I know.
We're working on them, Ed. We'll get there by next weekend. But for you, Ed, obviously, I love your style because you're not afraid to let it rip. So I guess, where did you learn that from? Obviously, being up in Du Bois, when I was growing up, I'm a Kerwinsville guy. We grew up like a half hour away from each other. there was no guys, at least that I remember from Du Bois, that threw the kitchen sink the way you do.
I mean, I traveled all over the place to go and train. So I started out at Ken Cherto's, then I went to Bison Legend for a little bit, then Young Guns, and then M2. Like my senior year, I was going there a little bit as well. And all those coaches really helped me out and helped me grow, and just let me kind of be myself. And I realized that I'm the kind of guy that I just want to go out there and try to put points on the board, as many as I can, and if I can, get the fall. So that's kind of where I got it. Just a combination of all those amazing coaches and people that I've had in my life. So
awesome.
Now it's your turn, Smitty.
Talk about getting the call from Derek. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time hearing everybody. I don't know if that's everybody, if it's just me, but talk about getting a call. If you haven't already been asked that, if you have, I'm sorry, to compete for the CWA.
Yeah, I think it's really exciting. It's a new opportunity, right? Like in the past, this hasn't been a chance for many people, that they graduate college and then it's kind of like it's over, right? And that's, that is really hard for a lot of people, especially when you're not ready to be done competing at the folk style scene. So I think it was really exciting for me, because it's like, I didn't know if I was ever going to wrestle folk style again. I thought I was just going straight to freestyle, and that would be it. And now here I am, and I have the opportunity to, go back out in folk style and just have some more fun.
You got a support system coming down with you to root you on in this match?
Oh yeah, I got a crew coming to help me out. I got my fiance's family is from Greensburg, so I'll have a ton of people there, and it's super exciting to have that sort of support. And obviously my family from Du Bois will be coming as well. So I'm super excited to, see everybody and have that support.
I found out, I didn't even find out that you were on the card yet. Sorry, Derek. I'm just had to break in. But Coach Tucker, Brian Tucker, your future father-in-law, reached out to me in a text message, was like, hey, how do I get tickets? And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Tuck's going to come check it out. And he goes, I have to. My future son-in-law is going to be wrestling in it. I was like, get out of here. I didn't even know. So that's how I found out that you were joining the card.
Yeah, Brian's a great guy. Love him. He's been a huge part of, supporting me and my career in wrestling. So shout out to him, and obviously the rest of my family as well. They all support me so much, and, I'm very thankful.
So in terms of everything down at NC State, obviously, like, we had Trent before that was on a couple of our cards. So I guess the support system down there from them for you guys to continue to wrestle folk style beyond the college level, like what's that been like? Because it seems like they're pretty much they're for it seems.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, we have a lot of support in terms of RTC and doing this professional stuff now. I think it's really good. And, Trent and all the coaches have been helping me out, helping me get ready. So I'm excited to go and show all the work that we're putting in down here.
Did he give you any pointers on the 9-minute match?
No, I don't think he thinks that I need them.
All right.
If I get 9 minutes, I'm excited, so that'll be good.
I like it. Well, talk to me about what you're doing to get yourself ready for this match and how this training process has been going. Have you been training at one particular place? Are you training at multiple places? What's that look like for you?
So I'm training with the RTC. In terms of like the training process, it's really, I'm just trying to be on the mat as much as I can, and just really, I'm just trying to study the sport at a different level right now compared to even how I used to. I'm treating it like a lot more in terms of like almost studying it like it's a class in school and studying technique. So I think that's kind of how I've been approaching it in terms of my training. It's just learning as much as I can constantly.
Love that.
Outside of wrestling, Ed, what do you like to do?
I like to do a lot of things. So First, obviously, hanging out with my fiance and my dog. That's
What kind of
number
dog?
one. He's a husky. He's got a
Nice.
personality. Yeah, he's all white. He's got like one blue eye and one brown eye, so it's pretty sweet. Outside of that, I enjoy rock climbing, so and hiking as well.
How'd you get into rock climbing?
There was a class at NC State, and I took it, and then I was hooked on rock climbing, so that's kind of like a thing that I just like to do. Some good strength training too, so.
Yeah, grip strength. So do you, when you rock
I can't
climb,
say we have any rock climbing walls in the Greensburg area.
do you go out like in the mountains and climb, like legit rock climb, like rappel and stuff like that?
I have. My fiance and I went to Greece last year, and I rock climbed there. It was pretty cool. So, yeah.
I'd last about 30 seconds, and I'd go straight down. No way.
Same. I don't do heights. No, thank you. I'm good. I like to be stationary, flat on the ground, not meant to move up high. I guess for me, last question I have, and I'm gonna steal a Smitty question before we leave you go. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food?
Yeah,
Definitely Alfredo.
Alfredo.
Yeah.
I like it. So do you are you a chicken Alfredo pasta guy type thing? Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yep, they have all kinds. Yeah, it's good stuff. Hard to disagree with that. Any type of pasta is always good. All right, Smitty.
Actually, if we're talking just straight up food, though, I'm definitely a sucker for ice cream too.
Yeah.
Yeah, ice cream's
number one.
It's next level. Yeah, it's got to be number one.
What's your flavor? Yeah.
Flavor. So there's this cookies and cream down here in the Raleigh area from Two Roosters. Dude, it is insane.
Two Roosters.
Like, has the most like Oreo and cookies and cream I've ever seen in my life.
All right. So Two Roosters in Raleigh, cookies and cream. That's the go-to.
Yeah.
Put it on the board. I like it.
All right. Next time we go to Raleigh, that's what's happening.
Yes, sir. Ed, thank you so much for hanging out with us, brother. We will see you on Friday.
Sounds good. See you then.
Later, Ed.
See ya.
All right. And that was Mr. Ed Scott. All right, DC.
Guys, I'm relocating again just because I feel like I'm nervous.
You're a nut, dude. Keep doing what you're doing. It doesn't matter.
I'm just going to keep driving around. I put my seatbelt on this time, so PSA, wear your seatbelt. But I don't know. Can you guys hear me?
That's one good thing, I guess.
Why don't you just
guys hear me?
Okay? Why don't you just go into one of our sponsors and just hang out in there?
Going to Marina.
A little loud in the pub.
And
speaking of ice cream, Donnie had the new ice cream. So that ice cream joint, Donnie, that you got for you and Alex and the kids last week, that's brand new. We're working on getting them for a sponsorship too.
They were good.
So, Ed, if you're still tuned in, man, the ice cream comes from Wisconsin and it is baller.
It was good.
Really,
it was good.
So, giving them a free shout out. We'll try to get them at a bronze sponsor too.
There you go.
All right, moving on down the list, we have our next guest coming into the stream. That is Mr. Gavin Hoffman. How are you, sir?
Hey, good. Doing well, guys. How are you guys doing?
Doing real good indeed. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with us. You are one of the returning members on this card. So just talk about, strapping it back up here in the CWA.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Last time doing the, I believe I was Showcase 2 back in October at Liberty Arena. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. Second go around and, a lot more just know what to expect this time around. And, yeah, I'm excited. It was a fun event last time. Had some family and friends come out and watch and, expecting the same. And yeah, hoping, it's going to be a long match, 9 minutes, know what to expect, a little more strategy and just experience that I think will help me this second time around, because first time around is a little bit of a shock. And yeah, I think more you get used to it, the better, that experience helps a lot.
Gavin, have you done any training or any competing? I'm not training, but any competing since March? And what does your training look like since March, getting ready for this event?
Yeah, so I did. I wrestled a full freestyle circuit this summer. Went out to the U.S. Open in Vegas, and then World Team Trials in Louisville. So I've been competing ever since March in the national tournaments. So never really took a break off wrestling, competing, and kind of just been keep, no really time off away from the mat. So I feel like that's gonna help a lot. Being more seasoned into wrestling and just being competing because now healthy and still want to compete for a couple years now that I'm out of my college career. And I think this will help, just keeping me in good shape and keeping me, competing and working towards, a competition date.
So for you, Gavin, obviously, like you said, you have experience in doing this 9-minute go. But you also, just a couple of months ago, you wrestled Zane, right, at the U.S. Open, if I remember correctly. So did you pick up any tips or anything, or things you think he's going to do here? I know it's obviously freestyle and folk style, but did you get any pointers or take any mental notes on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to wrestle, have wrestled a guy in the past and just know, I don't feel like there's less surprises that way because, when we wrestled in Vegas, he kind of, he had a really, really good tournament, beat some really good guys. And yeah, I mean, we met in the Conci semis and it was kind of it was a crazy match, a little bit fun match. And yeah, he's threw a lot at me. Very, very strong, very good positionally, very good with his baseline. So yeah, I think that will help a lot. Just knowing what to expect this time around because our match out in Vegas, it was a fun, entertaining match and took a lot away from it. And I feel like I got better from it and him too, probably. And yeah, so I'm excited for round two and just to see the adjustments that both of us make.
For me, man, I guess what has it been like moving up to heavyweight? You were a 97 pounder, then you move up to heavyweight. And now you're wrestling a bigger weight class in the CWA. What's it been like moving up and kind of handling the weight change?
Yeah, it was a bit of a unique challenge, I would say. Because I've kind of been all over the place with weight. Like my last year in Columbus, I was an 84 pounder, and then a year later, I get surgery and I'm back at heavyweight wrestling. So it's been a fun challenge, and it's kept wrestling, fun, wrestling different guys, I would say, because it gets, when you wrestle in the college season, you wrestle the same guys over and over again. So it was nice to be in a new field. But yeah, the weight challenge it took a little bit of getting used to picking my spots and not over wrestling some positions. And I think it's more, especially being an undersized heavyweight, being more strategic and developing a higher wrestling IQ was the biggest thing, is winning these matches and knowing risk management and how to manage a match is huge. And now wrestling freestyle at 213, it was hard at first because I got big for the season. I was like getting up to like 230, and then like a month after the season, I'm back down at 213, and I never, like, it was kind of a hard weight cut at the US Open, but now it's kind of like my body is like at its natural state. I'm only around like 210, 215. So it's nice to be at, wrestling at 220 where it's just like kind of my natural weight right in there at 215. So yeah, it's nice now to be kind of settled in at a weight now.
Gavin, being somebody that, you've moved some weight classes and obviously you've talked about the weight cutting, and I know that's always kind of a controversial subject, especially with a lot of youth wrestling. What advice do you have for those younger kids out there when it comes to cutting weight as a professional?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely, I think it's very beneficial. Just the way I approached it growing up was, my dad pretty much took the route of getting me as big as possible, and he thought it'd be more beneficial for me to, not cut the weight and just try to, get just get big, let my body grow. And I think that really helped me because I never hated the sport because of a weight cut. I really enjoyed just wrestling and competing because it was nothing new, and it didn't take my love away from the sport because of the weight cut. And it's so many times, especially in middle school and elementary kids hate wrestling just because they got to make weight every weekend rather than they love the wrestling but hate the making weight part. So I think it's huge. And then, as of course as you get up into, elite high school level and then college, then it comes a little bit more of a factor where you're not cutting nearly like, it's not drastic weight cuts, but I mean like just like 10, 15 pounds where it's good weight because it makes you clean up your lifestyle. You eat right, your nutrition more dialed in, more cardio. So it's a more natural way to cut weight later in your career.
Love that answer. Thank you.
So other news for you, though, I saw that you just recently got hired on as assistant coach at Lock Haven as well. So congratulations to you on that,
Yeah.
man. So what's that been like? Is Scott put like a big stack of papers on top of your desk? I know you guys just finished camp this past week. So what's that been like so far?
No, it's been great. I've been really enjoying my time at Lock Haven, and now it's kind of the best time, the easiest transition because like we're in the summer right now, so it's kind of getting prepared for what to come, and I'm really glad that I'm really excited to be part of the program and just help out in any way because they did a lot for me. Last year I came back home. I was working as a volunteer, and then last minute decided to wrestle second semester and just keeping me around, and I feel very, very grateful for Coach Moore, Coach Perry, Coach Weichel, everyone there for just giving me the opportunity to help the program that's been so historic and just so much history, and it's been great. I feel like we're doing great things, and we got we're just keep building for next year, and I feel like there's for what we have to come, and what we're putting together like a staff wise and just the resources that we're acquiring for next year. It's exciting, especially being a small school, being able to have what we have and being able to compete with these Big Ten schools that we plan to next year.
I love that. Juicing up the schedule, getting the guys ready out there in the middle of the state. I know Derek loves that, getting the boys ready for the big grind next year. I guess for me, what do you think it's going to be like transitioning over to more of a coach than a wrestler?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be the hardest transition for me personally because, I still fall into the trap where I go into practice thinking about what I could get better at and focusing on myself, where I got to keep reminding myself that, practice isn't about me. And it's hard to do because, I'm in there and I've been, wrestling for 20 plus years where it's all about, okay, what am I getting better at today? But focusing more on reversing that and serving the guys around me and serving these athletes that they have high goals and I'm just a small part in helping them achieve that. So putting the focus on them is probably the hardest part going into practice and being, okay, yeah, I'm wrestling with Tucker Hogan today. And it's not about, me trying to work on a certain position. It's more, okay, let me ask him what he wants to work on and what he wants to do and give him the feel that's going to be the best for him. But at the same time, I think it's going to make me a better coach, but a better athlete too. So whenever I decide to keep competing and wrestle at the next thing and wrestle another freestyle season, I think it's going to make me better because, putting others ahead of me is going to make me a better wrestler down the road.
No doubt. DC, anything else for Gavin before we leave him go?
No, man, just super excited to have you back in this thing. Obviously, you being a Central PA Whitetail and being at Lock Haven and a Montoursville grad, like, I mean, you're Central PA through and through,
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you guys having me a part of these events, and I always look forward to it. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for everything you do for the sport of wrestling.
Yes, sir.
Man. Thank you, Gavin. Appreciate you, brother.
Good luck, Gavin. Have a safe trip down next week.
Thank you. You guys too. Have a good one.
Take care.
All right. A repeat offender, as they say. Gavin Hoffman. Pumped to see him come back to CWA and show his stuff. It's gonna be a great match, of course. Derek, what else do you have? I mean, we're getting ready to keep on moving down the train, but man, obviously, he's one of the premier guys we got for sure with this event.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, obviously for us, little bit different of an event. We had some injuries that we had to work through, so we're still trying to get a couple matches added on to this thing that from what you see right now. So it might be one of those things where you bear with us in that moment, but I think we got a couple things cooking that we could have, and one in my back pocket that it will really throw you for a loop, not in a bad way. I can't really say anything about it yet because we're still trying to get that finalized. But if it comes out, if we can make it happen, like this place will be nuts. That's all I'm going to say. No, that's all I really had. CWAWrestle.com though. Tickets, right? It's 8:00. Yep. We're an hour in. So yep. I'm sure that's the next plug you were going after, but get your tickets for this one, guys. It's going to be an awesome event. Honestly, the high school kids that are going to start this thing off, Bo Fennick and Cyrus Woodbury, those two kids are dogs, man. Like I watched both of them. I watched a couple of matches, got online, checked them out, and man, they scrap hard. And giving them the CWA role set to use, and that's probably going to be, I think we'll see them go that much harder just because like guys that age, there's no real gas tank you have to worry about. They all have it, and I think they'll go the whole time. And the fact that they can do 1 foot inbounds and the old school takedown and swipes, and I think
they
it's
got
just
the juice. There's no doubt about that.
No doubt. And obviously the Franklin Regional people will be there. The Beat the Streets Detroit's bringing a crew down from our understanding. So they're going to have some fans in both corners for that one.
All right. With that being said, let's move on to the first of the two Van Brill brothers we're going to have tonight. Mr. MVB Mike Van Brill. How are you, sir?
This guy.
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for carving out some time for us and hanging out with us. I know you're out there on the West Coast, Idaho, right?
I'm actually in New York right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm at a little place in New York.
It looks pretty fancy.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. So I'm glad to be back on the East Coast for a little bit.
Talk about getting the call. Talk about, just suiting it back up, stepping back on the wrestling mat.
Yeah, man, I pretty much haven't taken the foot off the gas since I've graduated college. I mean, still the same training. I love how it makes me feel. I love the inner edge that it keeps in my life. And there's nothing else I like more than going and scrapping. And I'm at the next stage right now where thankfully you guys brought in the pro league, and there's some really cool things that are coming up with the sport of wrestling. So I'm glad to come back in and show everybody exactly where I'm at. I think I'm one of the best in the country. I know I'm one of the best in the country. And, man, I feel as great as I ever have. So it's going to be scary.
MVB, a lot of being, the best in the country is having the best around you as far as coaches and training partners who you've been hanging out with in the mat room and in the weight room and stuff like that. Keeping yourself in that inner edge you spoke of.
Yeah, so I'll be at the Rutgers room this whole week training with the RU guys, getting ready. So I got a nice little pre-training camp, but out on the West Coast, we fly in a couple of guys to just scrap at the wrestler headquarters. We got a nice little place out there where there's not too much wrestling out there, but I got a nice little setup where I've been training and stuff like that. So it's been good.
So for you, Mike, you live like this, not a different lifestyle, but you did everything I see on Instagram. You got a million things going on all the time. So like, talk about that balance, right? Like the training, then the competing, and then also everything that you do in the business side. Like how most people can't put their shoes on the right feet in the morning, but you have 9 different things going the same day. Talk about that and just like that lifestyle that you live right now.
Yeah, I'd say after college, I just kept running hot. I didn't lose the steam. And I feel like that's what a lot of people do. They lose the steam. They don't know where to go next. And I was in that position for a while, and I just didn't take the foot off the gas. And eventually things started to line up. Opportunities started to come my way. And next thing you know, I'm in the right rooms with the right people, learning the right things. And that's just a testament to almost perseverance, what I've learned through wrestling. You see my career. I've beaten some of the best in the country, some of the best in the world. And I've also had some, grinders, where I was up and down. And I believe that there's no one that would have been able to go through the amount of losses and heartache and still come out the other end like I did. And that's just living proof of it, and that's what I like to teach other people. Keep that inner edge and don't lose it.
All right. So my next question I have is, you're wrestling a guy that hasn't. He kind of, when he was done competing, he went over to the MMA side of things. Did that intrigue you at all? Whenever Derek said, "Hey, this is the guy that we're thinking about." What did just talk about your matchup that you have coming up?
Yeah, all respect. I didn't really know his name in the right off the bat, but after a little of just doing some research and stuff. He's got a good MMA career and he's tough. He was good in the wrestling world as well. But I'm going to show him what D1's all about come Saturday night. So yeah, I mean, it was definitely intriguing to get somebody in the MMA world right now because I am very intrigued about that world. Possibly got a grappling thing where. Yeah, I've been training jiu-jitsu for about 5 years now, so I'm well-rounded in the space. I've been training with, all the Rutgers guys, Frankie Edgar, Cody Garbrandt, all those guys would come in and train with us. There's been just straight grinders with those guys. So I've been training with the best in the world. Sebastian Rivera was my whole training partner junior, senior year when he came over to Rutgers. And then just so many other guys, Nick Suriano, Ashnall. I've been in the trenches with those guys, and I've been, at it since – I don't even know now, 7, 8 years at the highest level. So we're ready to go. Yeah.
Love it.
Derek alluded earlier to your very busy schedule, with the wrestling and your traveling, but the business world. Tell us what you do. Let everybody know what do you do for a living?
Yeah, so I was working in the family business for a while, doing new construction pools right outside. I got into sales. And was selling pools. I also got my real estate license, so I was selling houses on the side. It was kind of hard because the sales would pretty much took up all day every day. But then got a really cool opportunity with a former Division I wrestler who started a software company. Scaled it to 100 million the first 3 years, and super successful guy. And now I'm basically just super close, integrated with his personal brand, a little bit of AI and tech involved. And that whole landscape's been vastly changing. So I'm basically at the forefront of figuring out how we can implement these new AI systems into the business, into marketing. So I'm learning marketing, sales, and really just seeing how all these guys play at such a high level. So yeah, it's been a really cool experience because I went from blue collar, digging pools, doing the construction, manual labor, hot sun all day, to working behind a computer and learning a whole separate skill set, but I think and I know is super compatible with everything that I'm doing on this side as well. So it's just building my repertoire, building my skill set, just like I did in wrestling.
So do you have a favorite portion of working in that realm that you enjoy? Is it more of the marketing side, or that's working directly with AI and how to just find that synergy? Where do you find your passion in that realm?
Yeah, I'm on the forefront trying to figure exactly what that is. I was talking to another business owner earlier about it, and it's not hard. A lot of wrestlers go through this, and the more you get pushed through the questioning of really what you're meant for. I was an assistant coach at my high school for a while, right after college, and I was doing that, and I had questioned if that's really where I should be. Is that my best situation? And think one thing led to another, but I think that's where it comes from, is the curiosity and the willing to push through those uncomfortable times of not knowing where you should be, and that's how you figure it all out. But yeah, I think the AI and branding and being able to get people to take their knowledge, their skill set, their expertise, and then put it out there into the world, creating businesses out of just that, versus going out of college and just getting a normal job selling this or that, or being a real estate agent. They'll be there. Those opportunities will be there. But what is it that you're driven to do that intrigues you and it scares you? And it's
running with that house money. I love that, my friend. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
I guess my last question is, weight cut? How's all that? The training. How are you getting yourself final preparations?
Bro, no weight cut here. Come on.
Oh, look at him, shredded up, baby.
Yeah. No, it's cool. It's actually at 160, so I'm really not cutting much weight. I've been focusing on lifting pretty heavy. I could bounce up pretty high. In high school during the summers I hit 180, but that's no longer. I'm sitting at like a solid 8% body fat at like 172. So it's really not a weight cut. It's going to just be like 48-hour out water cut. But I'm weighing out around like 165, which is perfect. I like to stay in striking distance for any athlete. I heard the earlier interviews and stuff. If you are an athlete out there looking to understand weight cutting, I got a lot of stuff, but one thing is just staying within that 8-pound frame. Obviously if you're coming down, get down to your natural weight and then be within that 8 pounds all season long. But yeah, not even a weight cut. And my normal weight was, I bounced around from 141, 157 to 149. My first qualification at nationals was 157. So that's 3-pound difference from this. So I'm going to be big, strong, and I'm going to be holding this dude, riding him. He's not going to be able to get out. And then takedowns, real good on my feet as well. So I think the folk style match really benefits, number one, my endurance, but also just the skill set behind it. So I'm super excited.
Love that. Boys, anything else for him before we leave him go?
No, man, I'm excited for this one. I mean, let's go.
Let's go.
All right. Thanks, MVP. We'll see you soon, brother.
I'm going to have to ask him for a face-off after that because I want to – that'd be fun.
We can do that at the weigh-in show.
Let's go.
All right.
Much respect.
MVP, thanks, brother. Good luck and have a safe trip out, man. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Later, Mikey.
All right. The first.
What a well-rounded dude right there. That's what I love about, I mentioned this to somebody earlier, and I got to take my soapbox here for a second, but it almost brings tears to your eyes because everybody thinks wrestlers are just these, these thugs, mat room thugs with these ugly looking ears. Come on, man. Look at MVP right there, like right there. Joined in on a very successful business. I mean, talk about the well-rounded individuals that we have. They're talking about giving back to the great sport that gave so much to them. And it's just a testament to you, the commish, a lot of the recruiting and the guys that are reaching out to you and the stamina that we're building. And I think the momentum moving down as the CWA continues to grow, it's surrounding us and the CWA culture and environment with the right individuals. And we have yet to have anybody that we wouldn't have back in a heartbeat.
Yeah. I mean, all these guys, right? Like they're just such high character, high class people, and they, really care about the sport, and they've to this point have protected the shield that is the CWA. So, a lot of respect to them because obviously, these opportunities, they continue to come out and they continue to create, new opportunities for these guys. And that it would be easy to jump ship and just take the next thing that's in front of you. But, a lot of them haven't. So we're very grateful in that regard too. And we think we give them a good experience as well. And a lot of, with the opportunities that we provide too.
No doubt.
For sure.
Well, for me, I am very, very interested to get our next guest on just because of some of the comments that Mr. MVP made there. Just a little bit of smack talk was a little intense, but I love it. Show them what D1's all about. I can't wait to have Cody on here and see what his response is. Should be ready here in just a couple minutes. But I guess for me, Derek, one more time hit. Where can we find tickets at for the 26th?
Yeah, baby. So CWAWrestle.com. Go on there, click the tickets tab at the top. It'll take you right to the portal where you can grab your tickets. There's a few front rows available, some second rows, and then obviously we have a slew of general admission as well. Those end up being the ones when people come the day of, they snag them all. So that's how that goes. But get online, grab them before, the night of the event. Make sure you lock yours in because I know that there's a ton of groups that are coming, with high school kids and some club kids and, people from out of state. And obviously these guys, some of their family as well are going to be snagging some of those tickets. So if you're on the fence about it, it's going to be a fun night, Saturday night in Greensburg. And, you got to experience it firsthand to truly understand what we're doing here at the CWA. Folk Style Gone Pro is taking things to another level. So,
no doubt, no doubt. Still waiting, Cody.
And
Is
I'm
it
going to give.
backstage? Go ahead, Smitty.
I'm
What you
going
got?
to do one more sponsor. Shout out to Isaac Greeley, Mat Factory over in Lower Borough. Isaac, gosh, I grew up wrestling against Isaac. He's, I believe, a Port Allegheny guy, Central PA. I know this guy right here knows all about Isaac Greeley. Hey, Cody, what's up? But I got to give a shout out to him and his proud support from the Mat Factory. Thanks to Isaac.
Yep.
Isaac the man. Cody, thank you so much for coming on and hanging out with us, brother. I guess first things first, talking about stepping back on the mat and strapping it up, brother.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I'm excited. My first time in about 7 years, so it should be fun.
How was the call? Like when you got that call to come back on, what was the decision process? What did that look like? I mean, obviously you're competing still in combative sports at a high level, but hey, I'm going to get back onto the Folk Style Gone Pro platform. What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, like you just mentioned, Isaac Greeley is one of my best friends, and he gave me a call and asked if I would be interested in wrestling, and no brainer for me, right? It's fun. He said you paid a little bit of money to go wrestle, and I said why not? So here we are.
So obviously for you, like you said, it's been a little bit since you've done, strictly wrestling, obviously in the MMA round and being on PFL and everything like that. So I guess how is your training adjusted? I see stuff on Instagram all the time. You're soaked from head to toe, getting those scraps in. But like, so what has changed in your training in comparison to what you do to prepare for an MMA fight?
Honestly, I'll probably train a little bit less right now because wrestling's pretty hard on the body. So just a couple days a week, getting in and wrestling with the UPJ guys and running, lifting, the usual. I'm not going too crazy about it. This is more just kind of a fun thing for me because I love wrestling and I haven't done it in a while. And I'm not trying to take it too seriously. Just getting with the boys, going to practice, wrestling, and having fun.
Talking in that vein, I know the UPJ family is, you guys are a brotherhood. You guys are as thick as thieves over there, man. You guys love each other real deep. Just talk about, you said it's been 6, 7 years since you competed, but you can still go right back in the room and wrestle with all the guys. Just talk about that family that is UPJ wrestling.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's summertime right now. There's not a lot of guys there, and send a text out to Tyler Reinhardt, the head coach right now. Is one of my good buddies. We won national titles together. And next thing you know, we got 10 guys in the room. We got 10 really tough guys, and Ronnie's getting in there with me. He's 190 some pounds, giving me really hard goes, and everyone's just showing up. It's a good culture.
Love that.
Cody, outside of the MMA and wrestling, what do you like to do? What are hobbies, things you like to do during the day or on the weekends?
Well, I just had a kid, my first baby. He's 4 months old, so I like to do a lot of that right now, or just
is he coming?
Hanging out. Yeah, he should be there. He'll be there. As long as babies are allowed, he's going to be there. So.
Babies are allowed.
Yeah,
that's how we start grooming them.
Yeah, that's good. He's got to be there. I'm not going to be there. But my brother's going to come too. He just had a kid, a little girl, 1 month ahead of us, so he's bringing his little baby too, and that's about all I'm doing right now. A little bit of guitar.
Changing diapers and feeding.
Changing diapers. That's right.
Yep. Nice. Who's going to be in your corner, Cody?
I'm going to have Isaac and Reinhardt.
Okay.
Yeah,
doesn't get better than that, bud. Yeah, the crew. Yeah, doesn't get better than that. Like you said, they're thick as thieves up there.
Yep.
So go ahead. Sorry, DC. Go ahead.
No. So for you, Cody, obviously, like you're transitioning for a second out of MMA. So is there still there's still plans for you to compete in MMA? So like kind of where does things stand for you in that? Are you kind of waiting on your next call for a fight or a bracket, or like what is that looking like?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm in a kind of a weird place career-wise right now. The MMA landscape has changed quite a bit since I got into it over the last 5 years, and I'm not really sure right now. That's why I wanted to take this opportunity, because it's a good chance for me to step away from all of that stress and sort of uncertainty and just go and wrestle and have fun. So I'm just gonna enjoy this for right now. I got 1 more week of wrestling, and we'll see where things take me after that.
I guess my last question is, man, I see you behind stage, and I just heard Mike's comments there about he's going to show you what D1 is all about. I've seen you perk up and get a little smile on your face there. What's your response to that?
That's cool, man. Show me what it's all about. Like I've never been there before.
I love it.
Let's go.
My man. Boys, anything else for Cody before we leave him go?
Nah, this is going to be a good one, man. I'm definitely chomping at the bit to watch this one. Cody, thanks so much. Congratulations on your baby boy. What's his name? We got to give him a shout out.
His name is Jax.
Jax Law.
Yeah.
I love it, man. Welcome, Jax. Look forward to meeting you next Saturday. And that's what I love about the dads. As soon as they come off the mat, like I remember Mickey Philippi went over and had his baby, and he's feeding the baby.
Yeah.
His baby. It was like, man, it's like from warrior to dad, like that.
Yeah. So, changes everything, man. Wrestling match isn't so important whenever you have a kid. So you just go out and have fun and get back to business afterwards.
Yeah.
Love it, dude. Thanks so much, Cody. We'll see you next week, pal.
Thanks for having me,
boys. Cody.
Later, Cody.
Yes.
All right.
And again, I rest my case with just wonderful people. I mean, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Even when I tried to bait him, he just smiled and took it. I love that.
But I feel like he's got something. But I mean, he was a dog. He's always has been since his high school days. Like he's got something for him. I know he does. But we would have to wait till next weekend to find out what that is.
Indeed, we will.
Well, from one Van Bro and that match to the next one, a guy that's coming back. We just had him on the Philly card, of course, in a great match. Mr. JVB, John Van Bro. How are you, sir?
What's going on, fellas? How we doing?
Will the real Slim Shady please stand up?
What's going on, fellas? Yo, shout out Bucknell. Love the Bucknell hat out there.
Thank you, buddy. I got that actually. I went and played in the golf outing with Derek and a buddy of mine. We played out there, and that hat it just matches with the white and everything is smooth. I support all wrestling programs, every single one. I support them all. So, but yeah, talk to me. Thank you for taking some time out. But talk to me about coming back, man. Second time. Was it a no-brainer when you got the call?
Yeah, dude, for sure. Every time you guys text me and say we got a match going, I'm always a yes every time. We're going Pittsburgh. That's not that far either. 3-hour drive. Super easy for me to make. I'll make that on Friday night for the weigh-in show, and then staying with Mikey, we'll probably get a scrap in on that Friday night after the weigh-ins, and then we get going on Saturday. You guys are gonna have to give me something to do on Saturday night in Pittsburgh. I don't know nothing about Pittsburgh.
Oh, buddy, we'll have a great time for sure. But ultimately, for you, I think that the great part is going to be watching you and Ed Scott throw down at 170 pounds too.
Yeah, for sure. I'm out here in Fargo right now with a bunch of dudes. We got Greco starting tomorrow, so I got all them Greco guys throwing underhooks on me.
Nice. How's the team doing out there in Fargo?
Dude, it's a rough tournament out here. Rough tournament. We had a bunch of guys do well, make it deep into that second day, but nobody placed. We had a young guy place fourth. He's going to my old high school next year. He's an 8th grader, so look out for him. He's Stevie Begocious.
What weight's that, bud?
What weight was he? He was 94. 94 he was this year. Next year he'll be a 106. He cut a lot of weight to get there, but he's a stud.
Yeah, man, you get on the backside of that tournament, it's just like you got to win 25 matches, it feels like, just to get into the racing rounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then you get into that third day and you got to win 2 more in the morning to get into the medal rounds. It's crazy.
It's like a mini NC2A tournament for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, it's like kind of worse because you got to wrestle in a session, right? Like in the NC2A tournament, like if you're on the front side, you win, you go home, chill at the hotel. If you lose, you got to win 2 matches and then you're all right. But you got to win like 4 matches a session to make it to the next one. It's definitely crazy. You guys ever do Fargo? What's up? Well, let me hear some results. D Hall, you ever hit Fargo?
No, I wrestled freestyle a few times. Just at like we did some state qualifiers levels. I got tossed on my head one time. I did all right other than that, but I'm not a freestyle guy for sure. When Derek first got me into this, I said I'm a folk style purist. So that's why I'm all in on the
Yeah.
CWA. But talk to me about any research on your opponent. Or are you just going to show up and rip it?
Yeah, dude, definitely research going down. Actually, one of my training partners, Ty Whalen, was in his weight class, 149 during the NCAA season. So I know that he scouted him a little bit that he was going to wrestle him. Dude, I know we're going to get a bunch of underhooks and headlocks. So we're training that with all them Greco guys right now.
Love it.
No, is a repeat offender of the CWA. Again, so happy to have you back. You bring a lot of electric and energy to the event, which is exactly what we want this to be. What did you learn from Showcase 3 that you're going to bring to Showcase 4 as far as that 9-minute go, that different environment, etc.?
Yeah, man, that's a really good question. I like that one. So yeah, I think definitely having the 333 experience is going to help me out. I think having my brother with me is going to help me out too. I think there's a lot of things that I can bring into it. That night before weigh-in, kind of getting ready that whole next day, talking with you guys, talking with the fans, kind of getting all that stuff squared away before we get going competing wise, and then kind of getting started on that. Competing, obviously, the top bottom situation, I'm great there. So going to make that a main focus to force top bottom situations. I feel like last time, you let somebody wrestle their match and, you fall into a feet match when you're a mat wrestler and that doesn't go your way. So definitely that I want to make it more of a top bottom game than I do want to make it neutral.
So do we see you pick top again?
You might see me pick top. See, methodically, right? If you win the toss and you're a top guy, you defer, right?
Right.
You try to get that guy to go down, so you're gonna defer and see if that guy goes down on you. If he doesn't, then you go top. If I'm forced to choose, yeah, I'm going top, big time.
I love it. I think
you're in.
it definitely. I just said I think it definitely supports the rules. Definitely support his style of wrestling. He's a mat wrestler. He's a top game wrestler, and we saw him instantly slow down Quincy in the last match. Quincy got out to that big lead, but after put the straps on him, it was a little bit of a different match after that point. But I guess picking top, I would expect nothing less, my man.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead,
For
Smitty.
sure, that's me.
You said you're in Fargo, but it looks like you're in a residential neighborhood right now.
Yeah. So what I did for the guys this year was through the club, we did a bunch of fundraising and we actually got a big house for them. And I had about 10, 12 kids and their parents all stay together. About 5 minutes away from the Fargo Dome. If you guys know anything about traveling to Fargo, it's expensive. They jack up prices for hotels this weekend because they know everybody's coming in. And then also with the environment in a tournament, you want parents and kids to all be together, hanging out, having a place to kind of gather. It's tough to do that when you have a hotel, right? Everybody's trying to be in the hotel lobby, trying to conversate with each other. And then you got kids running around the hotel. They're trying to swim and stuff. Like keeping everybody in one spot, in one area, it really just makes everything go smoother and everything. We can keep an eye on the kids more and everybody else has a really good time. So yeah, that's a long-winded answer on that residential question.
No, that's great. I mean, I just saw you walking around with some houses. That's such a great idea that you do that. It allows you all to be together. It's a competitive trip, but you want it to be a fun trip too. And you're definitely adding that aspect of fun. So good for you all.
Yeah,
cultivating that family atmosphere. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You got to do that, right? I mean, ultimately, it's just to get the kids to, them committing to training all summer. Listen, we live in Jersey, right? Like, as Jersey summers are fun. Nobody wants to leave Jersey in the summer. You got, a lot of great places to go. So for them to be able to commit to all summer, train, to commit to a trip like this, it's stuff they remember for the rest of their life. So I know I did, and that's why, I emphasize it so much. I'm not really a freestyle Greco guy, but as far as like that off-season schedule, as soon as folk style's done, it's a style-driven season until worlds are over, and then you get into your fall preseason stuff. So, yeah, I was never big. I was never really good at the freestyle Greco scene. Folk style was always more my jig. That's why I love you guys and what you guys are doing. But yeah, it's definitely a fun trip that really helps the kids grow up a little bit.
Well, best of luck to you guys out there, and have a safe trip home and then a safe trip out to Pittsburgh, man. You're going to love it out here. It's a good time.
For sure. I can't wait to get out there. I was actually a kid that was on my trip here. His two parents went to Pittsburgh, and then he gets trained by Mickey Filippi all the time. So Mickey just came down, visited New Jersey with his kids, trained together. So yeah, it was a good little. And then actually, it's funny. One of my other guys that I train from Jersey, he goes to Brown. He's been getting trained with Max Murin all summer. They've been doing like a little training camp. So I met up with them a little bit. So I've been hanging out with them CWA guys all over the place, actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, man. Keep growing that network. And, I'm not mad about it. I know that one of the guys that Mickey trains, he lives right down the street. He's a West Egg guy from my home high school. And, I heard some real good things about their training on the beach and stuff, having a good time. So that's awesome, man. I'm glad you're doing it, and I'm glad you made that connection.
Yeah, man, for sure. Also, the export really does build some of the best connections. So, hey, glad to be connected with all you guys, everybody that's on this card, all the fans, right? Like a lot of good people in the sport, and yeah, cultivating that is a high priority.
All right, JBB, we will see you next week, my friend.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me on. Can't wait to get out there. I'll see you guys over there.
All right, everybody.
Have a good one.
I'm glad we didn't get too far into it where he asked me specifically how my freestyle career went, because although I was decent at it, I every time to qualify for Fargo, I either had Landis right or Quentin right that I had to beat to go. And I would rather wrestle Quentin actually between the two, because Quentin would throw you and it would be pretty and you'd land soft. Landis would just spike you on your head and try to break your neck. So Quentin was the better one, but I'd rather wrestle him any day of the week because it hurt a lot less.
I would say they're pretty good.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But we do have, that is the rest of the guys for the evening, but we do have one more guest. DC, why don't you announce him and bring him in?
Yeah, man. So my buddy Nick Costco, what's up, brother?
How you guys doing?
Good. So Nick, we were recently on 3 podcasts together. Nick had me on, and we talked a little CWA, and then after that, we talked a little bit more about the CWA, and we talked about him taking the reins in Jersey, so Smitty doesn't have to drive all the way across from Pittsburgh to New Jersey for a showcase or a dual meet on like a Thursday night. We got Nick right there. And so Nick's coming on board with us to be a play-by-play announcer for New Jersey and New York City. And he'll be the guy on the mic for CWA Showcase 5 at Tom's River.
Yeah, guys, I'm excited. So I appreciate you guys bringing me on board. I was hearing my guy, Johnny Van Brill, talk about his folk style career. I wish I had the 10th of what he had in terms of a wrestling career. Fun fact, actually, now that I broadcast him and Mike at Rutgers, we actually were in not the same area, but the same region down in Region 8 in New Jersey. Of course, those guys were winning region titles and getting to state finals, and I was helping roll out the mats at my alma mater at EHT after getting bounced from districts. So I definitely found my calling doing it behind the mic rather than actually on the mat. But yeah, I'm pumped to be aboard. I'm a big folk style guy. Haven't done it for a long time. Through high school, I wrestled club, and as you can see, Rutgers, my alma mater as well. Wrestled for the club team, ran the club team. I'm a big jiu-jitsu guy now. Actually, that's where I'm coming from. So I'm not actually in my own studio back at home. So this is I'm a little mobile right now, but I promise I'll be prepared for obviously every showcase, every dual meet over the next year.
Nick, how'd you find yourself behind the microphone? Like, what did that trail look like? That path to get there?
It started back in, I would say, my passion for it probably started when I was really young. I was always I'm a big sports fan, still a diehard sports fan. Working for On3, I mean, I wouldn't be, but I can't be a diehard sports fan, not try to work in sports. So obviously I cover college football, college basketball, and recruit, transfer portal, NIL, all that good stuff. So the behind the mic stuff started, I would say, probably when I was really young, because I was like, you know what, I'm a huge Eagles fan. I'm a big Merrill Reese guy. Obviously, he's been the voice of the Eagles on radio for, I think, over 50 years at this point. So I used to always, try to listen to him a little bit. Even though I would watch it on TV, but I would hear his calls because, the old Comcast on demand would actually have those condensed highlights, where they would play the radio calls, which was nice. So I used to actually memorize those, and I would actually practice play-by-play while I was playing Madden or college football back in the day. So that's kind of where it started. But and then once I got to college, I wanted to major in journalism. I already had set out to do that. I was trying to write first, but then I found the student radio station at Rutgers. WRSU. So I give a lot of credit to that. So I started that when I was a sophomore in college after trying to figure out what I actually wanted to do freshman year as far as what I want to do in the industry. So I learned how to produce, learned how to host shows, learned the craft of play-by-play, kind of getting, the ins and outs of it more so than just kind of freewheeling it. And then they never broadcasted wrestling on the radio ever at Rutgers. So I was like, hey, this is the best team in the athletic department right now. Why don't we try it? I know wrestling. Our sports director at the time knew wrestling, and my good buddy Mike Antashewitz, who I credit for being my broadcast partner in college for a long time. He knew it as well. So three of us kind of set out to do it after I proposed the idea, and then it kind of ran off from there. And obviously broadcasting everything else under the sun, and kind of where I am today, having broadcasted Rutgers for now over 10 years. This is going to be year 11 when this season comes around, which is kind of hard to believe. So I thought I celebrated a milestone last year. I was like, all right, that's 10 years. Now we got to do probably another 10 years and 20 years and so on and so forth. And so I just love adding wrestling to the resume. It's my favorite sport to broadcast when I'm broadcasting it. I'll say that in front of you guys because when I'm broadcasting football in about 2 months, I'm like, all right, this is my favorite sport to broadcast. But love football, love wrestling. It's my favorite thing to do outside of my full-time job. So I'm really pumped, and I'm glad that we have more wrestling options outside the college season.
Absolutely, and I think that's a great way to put it, man. And I can definitely feel your energy, and you're going to bring a great vibe, a great passion to that jersey. And what I love is you can tell you got that jersey, the little flair to you, and that's definitely going to bring a different extra hometown feel, if you will, whenever you guys get out there to Toms River, New Jersey next month, that is.
Yeah, it's actually funny you say that because I don't think it was this last year. I think it was maybe a couple of years ago. So I broadcast with my guy Matt Howe right now on the Rutgers broadcast on Big Ten Plus. He also went to Rutgers, was one of my college broadcast partners during my final year, and then he took over the mantle at the student radio station for the following year, and I've continued since then. But he's been a good broadcast partner of mine. It was funny because he's actually when I was listening to when I was backstage, I was listening to JVB talk to you guys. He's got that heavy Philly accent. I know he's a West Jersey guy, but he's got that heavy Jersey Philly accent. I'm like, that's what that's kind of what Matt sounds like. And then I'm like, oh, you know what? It's funny enough you say that because I was like, oh, when we broadcast on Big Ten Plus, and other people that are not Rutgers fans tune in, if it could be Ohio State, could be, we even did a Penn State match on Big Ten Plus. When other people tune in, they're like, this is the most Jersey broadcast we've ever seen. It's like it's fathomable. Like you don't get the old school Iowa guys, Wisconsin guys that are the Midwest broadcasters that are like, oh my god, like no, it's almost like nobody else can broadcast wrestling matches. Like me, that's why.
Yeah, no doubt. And I'm just excited to have you part of the squad and part of the team. I can't wait to cross paths with you. DC, Smitty, anything else for him before we leave him go and we wind down?
Nick, congratulations on 10 years. That's your dime piece right there. And and now you're with the CWA. So welcome to the family. Looking very forward to working with you. I don't know if we'll ever get to be on the same show together, but you can bet your ass I'll be tuned in whenever the show's out of Toms River, New Jersey. Thank you so much for being a part of the CWA family, man. I appreciate you.
Likewise, Smitty. I appreciate you boys and the opportunity. Really looking forward to it. Pittsburgh Showcase, and obviously, gearing up for Toms River Showcase 5, and then, I'm already trying to get ready for 2026, man. Let's get the
go
around here. Let's go.
Yeah, I know, baby. We're getting there. We're so close, buddy. We're going to get through these 5 in 5 months, and then, it'll be here before we know it, because college wrestling season will carry us through the winter, and we'll be ready to roll in Cleveland then come the night before NCAAs. So I haven't really said that yet to anybody, but that's what's happening. So
yeah, baby. Let it go. Let's go.
Yeah, who cares? We're doing this freaking thing. So yeah, super excited to have you on board, Nick. And obviously, maybe that's where we got to get like a multicast going, like we transition from Pittsburgh to Jersey type thing. And obviously, like that's where we start to build this thing to the next level. And you
throw it over to my Jersey correspondent, NK, go.
Yeah. There you go.
Can't wait. We'll be fired up. Before you know it, we're gonna be sending it out to California for some reason, or even Florida. So
let's go, baby.
Yep.
Let's go. Nick, thank you so much for coming on and hanging out with us and being the next piece of the CWA puzzle.
Appreciate you guys. Looking forward to it. Have a good one.
I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Later, brother.
Dude, Nick's the man.
Yes, sir. What a beast.
He killed it, bro.
Yeah.
You can tell he brings that energy, like I do. We're not at a wake here, folks. This is not a funeral. This is a wrestling match. We want to hear the action. We want to feel the action. And I think because he does so much from the radio aspect, it helps him be so much better when there's actually a camera on the mat, because it makes it so much easier, because, obviously when there's no video, you have to paint the picture of actually what's going on. And you can tell that background only lends itself to the energy he's going to bring when it's on video. So another good pick, DC.
I do what I can.
As always. I guess the last couple things we'll wrap up here. A couple comments that we had come in as the show was going on. Scotty sent this, said, any chance Mike Evan chugs a beer? I would say probably no, but
he might chug the beer, but he won't wrestle the match before it.
Correct. Yes. That's what I was going to go. And he said, it will be a fun event. My man, Greg Coleman about Coleman Supplies said, did someone say Texas Roadhouse? Of course, when we were talking to Zane. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, man, it's a good, great showcase show as always. Can't wait for Friday night and the weigh-in show. And then of course, Saturday, seeing Muggsy and doing the whole thing. But Smitty, DC, anything else, boys, before we wrap it up? Actually, first, Smitty, before I even let you talk, Derek, I do need you talk about the tickets, talk about the event, where we can get in there, give me some housewarming details there.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's tickets again, CWAWrestle.com. You can go to any social media channel. It should be connected through those. If it doesn't, message us at the CWA handle, whatever social media you're on. You're saying I can't get to the ticket portal, because someone did that for us last week. Our link tree was busted for whatever reason. We got it up and running again. So thank you to those individuals that did that. Live Casino Pittsburgh. Now, folks, if you're not from that area, it used to be a mall, but it's not anymore. Okay. So they transitioned it into a casino, but don't worry. When I say casino, that doesn't mean that the kids can't come. Okay. The kids can come, because everything is not within the casino walls. You enter that main entrance, the stairs to the left, and it takes you right up to the venue where all the magic's going to happen next Saturday night. So don't worry about age. If they're old enough to want to watch wrestling, bring them. They're going to have a great time. They're going to be able to meet Muggsy. They're going to be able to potentially buy a pair of wrestling shoes if they want. They're going to be able to get some merch. We got the Skywalkers merch here, and then Smitty's got the CWA logo on there. So all those shirts and more, and then we're getting some new hats that are going to be there too. And I can't wait to see them in person, because we got like special patchwork on them. And they're going to look clean. So tons of merch there for anybody that would want. And then obviously what we all came for, the show, right? We want to be able to see some great folk style wrestling. The 9-minute go is unlike anything else in the sport. And man, folk style wrestling, it's what America does, guys. We've done it since we were little kids. We're here as adults now, and we're still talking about it. watching it, intaking it, and for the kids as well. Every elementary room they're in, they're learning folk style wrestling, and that's exactly what they're going to see when they come watch us on next Saturday night.
Yes, sir.
For anybody that's not from the area, I mean, it's at CWA Showcase 4 in Pittsburgh, but it's actually in Greensburg. And as Derek alluded to, it is, I don't know, I believe the old Bonton is what they converted into the live casino. But on the other side of the mall, for the little ones, there is a Chuck E. Cheese on the other side of the mall. So, I mean, give them a little shout out. There's plenty of hotels. What's that?
The kids casino, Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, the kids casino. Exactly right, dude. The kids casino. If you get out here early on Friday, there's a theme park called Idlewild. D-Hall can talk a lot about that. It's about 25 minutes up Route 30 in beautiful Ligonier. Plenty of hotels, plenty of places to eat. You can always message me or any of these guys, and I'll be your hospitality guest, because this place we talked about earlier, is 3 or 4 minutes up the road for me. So I'll be staying at Casa de Smitty the night before. Guys, thank you so much, man.
You're the man, Smitty. Boys, thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I guess we will see you on Friday.
See you next week, boys.
Later, fellas.